I bought some of the celery. And the thing about that celery is it was expired. But do you know what I did? I went to the cash register. And I said, hey, this celery is expired. They're like, well, that's impossible. We don't sell expired produce. And I said, well, this date that's on this celery has already passed. And they're like, well, I guess you can have it for free. I'm so sorry about that, sir. That's what they said to me. They said, I'm so sorry about that, sir. And then I went home with some free celery.
I don't got it.
Oh, that's good. ASMR.
What does that stand for?
I don't know, actually.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Audio.
Seductive.
Seductive.
Mother.
Mother. Yeah, that's probably it. And then what's the R? Rhetoric.
Bro, do you remember the time down when we went to Texas? And we're swimming in the pool.
Stop it.
And
I know.
I'm over in the corner of the pool, and like by myself, and you're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Fucking pissing, dude." And you're like, "That is fucking disgusting." You're like, just appalled that I'm peeing in the pool. You're just like, "You gotta be kidding me!" I'm swimming in the pool, and I'm like,
I don't know what to tell you,
I don't know
dude.
what
Wait-
to tell
wait
you.
for it. Wait
I
for it.
fucking had to go. Not 5 minutes later, we're all at the other end. Josh finds this hair float like a stray hair floating in the water. Picks it up and he's looking at it. We're like, dude, that is fucking gross.
Ew.
Put that down. And he takes it and starts flossing his teeth with it.
Stop it.
You don't remember that?
You were there.
And I'm like, dude, 2 minutes ago, you were yelling at me for peeing in the pool because it's so gross. Now you're fucking flossing your teeth with some stray hair. Like that's. Do you remember that or no?
I'll stick to pissing in the pool.
Thing is, there's no consent when you're swimming in someone's piss. When I'm knowingly flossing with someone's hair, I understand the risk.
It's different. Oh my god.
Okay, and
That's like when somebody gets in the vehicle and then they fart.
That's like being mad.
Like I had no
Because
choice in this.
used your toilet seat, and then you wiped it off with fucking bleach, and you'd still be like, you used the toilet seat. Like we're standing in fucking bleach, dude, and I'm pissing. How is that like? But the stray fucking hair that grew out of somebody's fucking skin. You're like, oh, let's put it in my mouth.
Yeah.
And then later, you got busted. No, was that you or you?
What?
I got busted because
We left him. We left him on the elevator.
him in there, and you were just like, ding.
Yeah, dude.
Well, first, what we do earlier that night, we went searching around random rooms that, for some reason, were open but had no one in them. Right? You were there.
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah.
And we're walking through rooms. We found that like ballroom, right, with the grand piano in the corner.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was super weird.
Yep.
Played some shit on that, and then we walked a little further, and we got back into this like kitchen area, and then
No, the kitchen area was one of the floors in the elevator.
was like
I thought
way
I
up.
thought we walked there. Just
Mm-mm.
okay. Where did we gain entrance to this elevator? I can't remember.
The stairway.
We found it or something.
Wasn't it-
We
Where-
walked past it,
It was still like a main area that the
Yeah,
elevator
but it was
in.
different.
Yeah.
It was like a different, it was a different
It's like
type of
this
elevator.
The half
When
that.
we,
Go ahead.
when we went down into the basement and it was like a lady doing laundry.
That's the story.
That's the one?
That is the
Okay.
one.
All right, thanks.
I just don't know how we found this elevator.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Because we were walking around, like, finding random, like, places, like, these rooms that were completely open.
to anyone to access,
Yeah.
and there was no one there. There was
Yeah.
no other residents, and there was no staff.
It felt like we were
members.
like in a haunted hotel.
Yes. Yeah, we were walking
Because it
through-
was dead, and it was a super nice hotel.
Yeah, but it was like a 4-star hotel.
Yeah.
And every floor was like all of a sudden retro from the 70s.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why
Remember?
I felt like we were. What's that song from American Horror Story where it just repeats it over? Hotel Paradise or
I don't know. I know what you're
I-
talking about though.
It was like a fever dream.
and
Yeah.
it starts over and over and like it just same thing was over and over.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the song's about.
So we found
That's how I felt going
Yeah.
through that
We-
hotel.
we
And
found
then
the
all of a sudden
elevator.
it would be like, but they were like rooms. Remember? And then all of a sudden you'd go to like a maintenance room. And you're like, what the fuck?
Like I felt like when we would go to them ballrooms, we were just gonna open up to the next floor, and all of a sudden we were gonna be back in like the '80s, and these people would just be
Yeah.
dancing like it was
A
a
time
wedding from the
machine.
'80s. Like it was like this haunted thing where it wasn't even real. Where all of a sudden they were just gonna be, you're like, what are we walking into right now?
Yeah.
It just felt like every floor we went to was something so
That's
different.
when we went up and the one was the kitchen.
Yeah,
Remember?
and then we walked out, right? And
we
tried-
like went. We like walked in, saw workers, and went back in.
Yeah, and then we're like going
Then
through
we
all the
went up.
floors one at a time.
And then there was the maintenance one.
It was like half of the floors were maintenance
Yeah.
floors, and you'd open the door and it'd just be just racks and racks of like toilet paper and
Mhm.
towels and everything else. And then we finally to the one where we step out.
We step out, and then like I turn left, thinking everybody's gonna like go with me and turn left too. Well, all of a sudden there's this like lady there. Like I turn a corner and there's this lady, and then she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, we like stumbled upon this, and then I turn around, like, where's all my friends to back me? And the first thing I see is Josh spamming the fucking closed door thing on the elevator, and the doors are closing, and all my friends are in the elevator, and she's looking at me like, what the fuck, like, are you doing here right now?
It's
And I'm like, and then in my head, I'm like, now I'm fucked. Like, I was like, we accidentally stumbled upon this elevator and like made the like all this thing up. Not like we're exploring the hotel, like, which is what we were doing. But I'm like, I don't know, like. We stumbled upon this elevator and we didn't know
I don't know.
where
We
like
thought
the
we were
lobby
just in
was
the bottom.
anymore. And
We got to the one floor, and it was like the whole like. When we say we were like going in that elevator, it was like you were just branched off. Like the whole hotel was
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
whole different like world. We would go up to some of them, and it was all like renovations, right? Like
Mhm.
all the rooms were just there'd be a mattress wrapped up, or like the door off the hinges, and like they were doing drywall work. It was just weird. Like
It was so
it felt like
strange.
we were in this whole different wing that you couldn't see from the road. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't part
Yeah.
of the hotel.
Yeah.
But as soon as you were in the elevator, it was there.
here I thought all my friends are gonna be there and we're gonna get out of it like no biggie. Turn
Someone's
around.
gonna save me.
Turn around and there's nobody and all my friends
Okay.
are in the elevator and I'm like, you gotta
Looking,
be
looking
I
back.
can remember Josh running in there all like,
and then
We were all in
no,
there.
so everybody was in that elevator and then all of a sudden I get back to the hotel room like and after like well first she's like, what room are you in? And I'm like, I don't
She
know.
asked, oh.
I don't know, like, cause like, I had like she had to bring me back to the lobby, and she's like yelling at me, like not believing that I even was supposed to be in the hotel at all, and I couldn't even give her the number to the room because I didn't remember. So then I'm like, I finally like go to the desk. I'm like, the name is under. I think it was Levin's name. I'm like, told him his name. And she's like, take him to whatever room. So she brought me all the way back to the room. I walk in the room and I'm like, you guys fucking left me. And Josh was like, no, like, we tried, but she, like, there was somebody on my side or something, like, made the whole fucking thing up. And I'm like, bro, I turned around and seen you specifically spamming the fucking closed door.
Okay.
okay,
All right.
okay. Let's get your
Would you
perspective.
would you prefer all of us got caught by this chick and end up going to the front desk? And then there'd be a real problem. She doesn't know who anyone else was. We knew we were.
You're in at
We
least
probably had too
normal
many people
clothes.
in the
though.
hotel room too.
Yeah.
Well, we
yeah.
did for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. So it's a good thing you didn't remember the hotel room and didn't tell her.
You had like normal street clothes. I had the fucking tourist
Yes,
thing going.
you did. You had your polo thing
Yeah.
and
I
then
had,
your shorts.
I had a Hawaiian shirt,
Did you have your hat on?
a bucket,
Yeah.
like a tan
Oh,
bucket
no.
hat. Like I had like white jorts on. They weren't jorts, but like cargo pants, and then long white socks pulled up to my fucking knees.
Oh, that was perfect, dude.
It was like a
And
dad
then-
move, right?
And I'm the one that gets fucking caught, like the worst looking one,
So, okay.
like the most suspicious of like, what the fuck are you doing?
He was
here?
fucking around.
Say you got back in the elevator with us, and then I spammed the closed door button. What do you think would have happened then? You think she would have ran up to the door and tried to stop us?
No,
What would we have done? Just kicked.
she would've
just,
given up.
Just kicked her out of the
Probably-
way.
Yeah.
she
we
wasn't
probably-
gonna follow you. She-
Punched her right
I
in the
guess she
head.
could watch.
Somebody stop her.
Yeah. Then we got to the room. I think
Get her out.
everyone was sleeping, right?
Probably.
I think they were just talking when we got
no,
back in the
people were
room.
like dead. Everybody.
You
You
were
were
all
with
the
you,
lights-
right, Anna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought all the lights were off.
Yeah, it was dead when we went in there.
Yeah, and then we started telling the story, and no one believed it. And then we're like, okay, where's Jason then?
Yeah.
And they're
He's
like,
fucking gone.
where is he? And I'm like, he'll be back soon, hopefully. Comes knocking on the door. We were scared to open the door.
Because we thought it was
Yes.
gonna
One
He
time.
comes in. Oh.
yeah,
Somebody
go ahead.
saying we had to leave.